Through
Welcome
him.
back to the show, everybody. Sorry, Curvy Mary is on Zoom chat. She has an intro, an opening, if you will. Curvy Mary, please take it away.
Yes. Through him, with him, and the glory of the stoner Jesus. All honor and glory is yours, almighty stoner, forever and ever.
Awesome. I'm gonna get a recording of that to cannabisradio.com. They do all my production work for my show. I'll get that into the intro.
Oh, I can record
That's
a better
great.
one sometime if you want.
Absolutely, sure. If you got a full version, if you got instrumentals, if you got anything you got, send it along. I love that stuff.
Awesome. Definitely.
So welcome to the show, Mary. And my first question is, people who don't know you, curvymary.com, by the way, if you want to check Mary out. People who don't know you. What got you started in making adult content?
Well, I went to ABN about 10, 15 years ago when I was in my early 20s, and I loved it. And I've always thought since then, porn would be fun. And COVID made it possible through OnlyFans for me, and things have just really taken off, and I love it.
Absolutely. Yeah, COVID is blown up OnlyFans and the clip stores and all that stuff. Like you said, it's allowed people who otherwise may not have a chance to make the living they were, may not make a living at all,
Yeah.
to survive and even thrive. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, like a lot of people had a terrible 2020. I made it work for me, and 2021 is going to be even better.
Absolutely. It's what you got to do, especially when
Definitely.
things are rough. Obviously, besides adult content, which we all love, we also share another love of one Miss Mary Jane.
Yes.
How did you get started with cannabis? When was the first time you smoked?
I think the first time I smoked was in college. I
Okay.
actually had a friend who was like, hey, I know somebody who can get us some flour. And I was like, all right, I need a bag of puffy Cheetos. And I wanted to be prepared with snacks.
Yes.
So we like did the whole like smash soda can thing, and somehow kind of finagled it. And it took me a few attempts to get stoned the
Yeah.
first time. But I grew up in Colorado, and when it became legal recreationally, I eventually started trying edibles.
Mm.
And now that's my favorite. I actually have a favorite one, which is like this caramel pretzel dipped in
Wow.
chocolate thing that you can buy in Vegas. I love it.
Absolutely. Yeah, I asked that a lot of people about the first time they smoked, and I'd say about half say that they didn't get high the first time, and it's really interesting what goes into that and why that is. But it's definitely a prevalent thing for people first time smokers. I didn't get high the first time I smoked either, but the very next night we smoked the same exact stuff, and I was high as a kite. So who knows?
Were you surprised, or were you delighted?
I was definitely surprised the first night when I didn't get high because I was like 17 and I known people who smoked all my life and they all seemed to be having a great time. And I was like, well, I'm bored. I'm going to try this. And I didn't get high and it was disappointing. But my friend or somebody I was smoking with, I guess the next night, they're like, well, a lot of people don't get high the first time. Try
Yeah.
it again. And thankfully I did, or, things may have turned out very different for me. That's for sure.
Yeah, I think it took me at least two or three times, and
Mhm.
yeah, people warned me that it might take a while for it to happen, but when it did, I was like, I understand why people can sit in traffic at a stop sign and wait for it to turn green. Like, I understand now why people do
Absolutely.
that.
Absolutely. Speaking of which, if I ask you about the highest you've ever been, is there a specific instance or event that comes to mind?
There was one time that it was the first time that I ate three edibles, so 30 milligrams at once,
Wow.
and the room was spinning, and I just kind of had to lay there and just stare at the ceiling and wait for it to pass.
Yeah, that's definitely a good time. Do you have any favorite strains or any go-to strains or anything like that when you go with flour or anything?
I love Alaska Thunderfuck.
Absolutely.
It's not only a great strain, but it's a fun one to say and a wonderful drag queen.
Getting back to the adult content side of things, if people subscribe to your OnlyFans, what's some of the stuff that they can expect?
I have actually just today posted a video of me with another lady named Princess Gemini.
There you
We
go.
filmed a Valentine's video when I was in Vegas recently, and I post a lot of girl solo and some boy girl content. Usually, I'll put smaller clips of that and then have the full video available for sale. But definitely, my OnlyFans is where more of my solo content is. It's a little bit more of a personal look into my life, just a little clip like, hey, maybe I'm twerking, maybe I'm masturbating, whatever.
Yeah.
But I have, stuff out there elsewhere, like on pay sites, for the BBW crowd, and I also have many vids, and I do just stuff randomly online. I think I'm on a bunch of tube sites already, so I've only been in the business about 6 months, and I can definitely tell that things are happening on the internet because I've gotten recognized in weird places.
What do people do when if they recognize you? Are they cool about it, or they just blurt out, "Hey, I saw you on the internet"?
Yeah, actually, I was stuck on the side of the road because my car broke down, and the tow truck driver, even though he wasn't supposed to give me a ride, he gave me one, and it turned out because he was a fan, and he said, "Just so you know, I'm a repeat viewer of your videos," and I was like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah. Hey, it comes in handy.
Yeah, definitely. And I sent him a free link to my OnlyFans.
That's awesome. I imagine you get a lot of requests and stuff. What's some of the craziest things that people have asked you to do? And is there stuff that you're just like, there's absolutely no fucking way I'm doing that?
Oh gosh. Well, something that everybody gets asked to do is pee clips.
Mhm.
People want to see you pee. I have made several clips of me peeing in various places outdoors. Like I travel a lot, and I recently filmed a clip of me peeing in Death Valley. Actually, I have two different ones because I've gone to Death Valley twice, where I've peed in Death Valley. I've peed in the desert. I've peed in the mountains. I've peed on the side of the road. Just I'm making a compilation of that. But I get a lot of requests for face sitting because I have a particularly large ass. People really want to see that. And then, one of the major fantasies that, people have for me seems to be like a cuckolding thing, but it's very specific. It's always like a white dude who wants to see me with a black guy.
Yeah. Have anybody asked you to put your pee in a container or anything? Because I know there are some people who like to buy that and some people who sell it.
No, nobody's asked me to do that. I have gotten requests for dirty panties though. And actually, when I went camping in the desert, I wore the same panties for a week because I had somebody who was going to buy them. And then, he disappeared off the face of the planet. So I have this pair of nasty camping panties in a
There
bag
you go.
that I don't know what to do with. And it's like, who wants to buy them?
That's right. If anybody's interested, hit Mary up on Twitter.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what we're looking
Nasty
for.
legal camping panties.
That's right. There's nothing like really off the wall that you just said, that I just, I can't do that.
No, not yet. Actually, literally just about an hour ago, I filmed a clip of me with this other girl named Emery Pleaser running around the backyard and doing this kind of wrestling thing. That was pretty fun, just kind of us chasing each other around, being silly girls, and people really like the public content.
Yeah, definitely seem to.
Yeah.
So what do you have coming up? What kind of projects do you have coming up? What should people be looking out for?
Well, I have a scene coming out in very soon on Plumper Pass, my first boy girl scene on Plumper Pass. So anybody who's into BBWs and if they're a subscriber, definitely need to check that out. I shot with someone named Jovan Jordan. So I believe that's coming out in the beginning of March. I'm not sure, but that will be, a huge scene for me. And I've shot for them solo before. So I'm already on the Plumper Pass website. But, getting to shoot a boy girl for them is a big deal for me. Like that was one of my big goals. And I'm really excited to have achieved it in like the first 6 months in the business.
Absolutely. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So if people are looking for you online, where are some of the places they can hit you up, like social media and stuff?
Yeah, so my Twitter is CurvyMary8, and my Instagram, I'm on my third Instagram now because it seems to get deleted every 2 months, is CurvyMary8XX. So basically, every time my social media gets deleted, if you want to find me, just keep adding X's, like lowercase X's to the end of my name. So CurvyMary8XXXXX.
Yeah. It always seems to be a common thing among people on Instagram,
Yeah.
especially. They like to delete people.
Definitely. And they do not like sex workers. I mean,
No.
yeah, and an interesting thing about that is that also, the more voluptuous you are, the easier it is to get flagged by the bots. Like, I think bots are, chubby chasers.
Very well could
They
be.
love big girls. They think we are the sexiest people on Instagram because, if you're showing just a teeny bit of titty or ass, you're more likely to get flagged if you're a thicker girl than a thinner girl for whatever reason. I mean, I've got my little Mary Jane pasties on here. They actually glow in the dark, and my
Wow.
weed print lingerie. And this would not work on Instagram.
No, not at all. We're definitely uncensored here. That's thankfully for that.
Oh, that's good. I wasn't sure. I was like, can I wear this? I was wait, no, they have the pasties too. I'll get the pasties.
Awesome. Hey, either way is good with me. Twitter, I know, allows pretty much most of that stuff. The rest of our platforms like Facebook and YouTube, they wouldn't like that, but Twitter's
Yeah.
cool, at least so far.
Yes. So far, I mean, you have to be careful. Like if you use a lot of hashtags, you're more likely to get shadow banned if
Yeah.
you post adult content. If you have anything remotely sexy in your header or your profile pic on Twitter, that will get you at least warned, if not deleted. And I know a few girls who have gotten deleted on Twitter with no warnings. They have no idea what the fuck happened.
Wow.
So I want to be careful myself. But luckily, I'm still on my first Twitter. Fingers crossed.
Yes. That's the same reason I don't have my face in my header or my profile pic, is because it's too sexy. I don't get flagged. I don't have any problems from Twitter. So I have a cartoon.
Yes.
Mary, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, you're just a little too sexy for my header. Too sexy for my
That's
header.
right.
So sexy.
I won't forget about the song either. I'm gonna try to get that into the beginning of the show. That would be awesome.
Yeah, I've been thinking about it for days, like thinking through, like, for anybody else who grew up Catholic, there's all of these little cantations, I guess they call them, that are, what you sing, the priest sings, or you sing back to the priest, and things have changed since I was a kid. Like, there was this refrain where the priest says, like something with you, and then people say back, with your spirit now, instead of and also with you. So like, just like your name, Stoner Jesus, just makes me think, the most of my Catholic upbringing, and this the funny things that you can do with it, like through him, with him, in him, through the glory of the stoner spirit or something. It's just like, why not have fun with religion?
Absolutely. Built my whole career on it. Mary,
Yes.
thank you for being on the show. And if you got anything else to talk about or promote or whatever, just want to come back on, hit us up and let us know.
All righty. Well, thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. Have a good night,
All
Mary.
right. You too. Bye-bye.
Bye.